Greens fellow captains, Admiral Seth here, and today we're going to I'll be talking about the arms race and the replay in the background, a pretty good battle in the Pommern, in which I had a decent brawl, but I probably shouldn't be giving too much of what happens later in the replay. Okay, so just starting out, me, Keikaze Thunder, and the Tier 9 Italian cruiser are on the right flank, and I immediately start going towards the center flank. And this, the arms race. An arms race, let me explain. There are multiple, as you can probably see, those little circles with like a cross and a little reload symbol or something like that in it. And what you do is they're kind of like caps, except they're somewhat temporary, where after that time runs out, after like 50 seconds or whatever, if the Keikaze over there on the far right of the screen goes over there into the little circle, my team will obtain that buff, which in this case, if I take some damage, after a while it'll be healed up. So it's pretty much like a small but free heal, which means I don't have to use as many of my heals. There's a reload one, there's a increased damage one for different armaments, I think all of them. And the reload one is for all armaments. There is, let's see here, I think that might be all of them, but okay, so let's see here. The enemy team got one of the heal buffs, and Keikaze, it looks like Keikaze's trying to go for the heal buff for our team. And I'm kind of like kiting out that battle because from the looks of it, the entire enemy team went to the right flank. So I'm not going to commit suicide over there. And okay, Pommern's good at brawling, but when you have like 7 ships on one flank attacking you, the team might support me, which my team might win that flank, but with 3 enemy battleships, 3 enemy cruisers, and all of them have very good HE, and then the destroyer the Yagumo just died, but if it was still there, and my team got the heal buff and now increased ship armament buff. If Yagumo was still there, there'd also be a torpedo boat, which I do have Hydro, which would make up for that. So me and 2 GKs spot a Lion in the center flank, so we start rushing towards the line. It's starting to get eaten alive. It doesn't have a chance. There's no chance of survival for the Lion. It's not good at brawling. It's good at mid to long range HE spamming. And if I'm correct, it has decent AP. Okay, more buffs popped up after just about all the old ones got picked up, and looks like the enemy team will get a second heal buff, and my team has gotten a second damage buff. Armament damage buff. Okay. And could probably tell that this replay, one of the replay files that I'm recording from. So there's GK over there, but I decided to continue through the center flank, maybe get this buff. Okay. So yeah, it is very choppy, and I end up aiming at the island, firing all the way over there. So there are a couple flaws. I have no clue why I'm aiming at that island. And then the key area appears, and after like 10 minutes, a key area, like a cap will appear, and then you can cap it and get extra points. And each time you get one of the buffs, also we got a reload buff. Each time you get one of the buffs, you get points, and the enemy team loses points. And let's see here. I aimed for the island. I actually hit the island. What's my secondary range again? I don't know. It's 12 kilometers. It's my secondary guns are firing at Georgia, which was like 13 kilometers away. Have 2 fires on me. Okay, we got a 3rd increased ship armament damage. My team is kind of starting to win. And I did end up getting a buff, a 2nd reload buff, which is nice. Which means now I have like a 26-second reload time, I think. Maybe 25-second reload time. And if you get all 3, for me at least, it's like a 23-second reload time. Thunder has what is with this? Thunder has a 25-second base reload time. You can get down to, to around 20 seconds. Okay, I rammed Georgia, even though we're like a kilometer away from each other. And that was the replay mod's fault. Not mod. It's not a mod. It's not like in Minecraft where you have to, in order to get for certain replays and all that, you have to install a mod and all that. This is just part of the game. It's in the game files. Okay, so I rammed, and I would say I did decent. What, 118,000? That's pretty good. Okay, so my team is gonna lose. We have Vermont over here. Oh yeah. So let me explain the strategy of how to play it. Pretty much how you do arms races, you and your team try. How win is your team should try and capture a flank, get all the buffs, as many buffs as possible, and then pretty much try and delete as many enemy ships as possible. And my team is doing most of that, except we aren't capping, which if we had capped, we might have found a win. Because currently we're winning by points, but not by ships, because the enemy team has 2 more ships than us. But if we would have more replay mod stuff, where it's not even hitting him, it's doing damage to him. Kremlin, where are you? Oh, there you are. How the... Yeah, this makes zero sense. Torpedoes from him are all the way there. Anyway. So yeah. Currently, in order to keep up the win, we should be capping. Instead, Neptune does look almost like Neptune would cap, or is capping. But cinematic mode. But yeah, let's see here. So we do start to cap, and we do have just about every buff possible. The enemy team ended up getting a reload buff, and Neptune decides to do something else not a very good idea. It is capping. Okay, it does radar. And 3, 2, 1. GK and the replay isn't showing it, but GK and Ibuki are spotted. Neptune decides to go full broadside. Okay, GK just fired and gets fired out. Neptune goes fully. Whoa! It goes fully broadside, and yeah, it goes into this and ends up dying. It does take out Ibuki, but watch this. GK ends up deleting it. Yeah. It hit the super heal not a little too slowly. Now it's GK versus Vermont. Vermont is not exactly a brawling battleship, because it doesn't really have secondaries. It does have pretty good armor, a decent amount of armor, but overall it's not entirely that good. So, yeah, Vermont is probably gonna lose. Secondaries finally start shooting at. Okay, as an 8 km secondary range was halfway decent. There's a DD over there, but anyway. All Allied ships destroyed. Team loses. And yeah. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, watch all my other videos, and goodbye. See you on the high seas. Goodbye.